You ever watch a cartoon so derivative and unoriginal in everything it does, you wonder why it exists? I'm showing you my go-to example right now. I remember watching this show when I came home from school on Cartoon Network, and I really didn't think much of it at the time. But going back to watch this show for the first time in years, especially after seeing a bunch of reviews of this show, it was not a good watch. Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island absolutely falls flat in just about every area, and I'm going to show you in this video why. Alright, ready? You want to see the show's very first joke it offers in the very first episode?
Oh yeah! Got a drum. 1, 2, 3. Whoops!
And right from the get-go, you know what the show is going to be all about. It's a cartoon involving a protagonist whose only sole purpose in life is to be a flat-out annoying twit to anyone he meets. Fred is the annoying protagonist of questionable morality. The Cherry is the protagonist's voice of reason. Mr. Greenwind is the antagonist's voice of reason. And the twins are two annoying stupid hillbillies. And Bunderberry is, I don't know, his role changes from episode to episode. But the most surprising thing about this is the fact that the main character is voiced by Rob Paulsen. Yes, the acclaimed voice actor Rob Paulsen. Heck, even he admitted on his podcast that this was his least favorite role to play.
My eye!
Wish me luck, everybody. I'm gonna save the giant octopus.
The whole show just feels really unpleasant to watch. At least with SpongeBob, there's an odd character in the show that has an appreciation for its main character. No one in Coconut Fred's Fruit Salad Island actually likes him, except for his friends who are just a bunch of idiots.
No, just run along somewhere else. Bingo! I've got a new job for you.
What the hell kind of animation is that? Who did this? The show just does not look good. It looks so rough and ugly. I could have drawn this in my notepad. Everything about it just does not add up. I know I talked about this briefly already, but there's a scene that shows why Coconut Fred fails, but SpongeBob absolutely does. When SpongeBob and Patrick are hatching some kind of scheme in their own show, the other characters aren't met with distaste or annoyance. SpongeBob and Patrick also meet with their own misfortune from time to time, whilst carrying out their own schemes, so it makes things a little more balanced when it comes to the humour.
What if...
Just make your paper!
Yes! You're just as excited as me!
The problem with Coconut Fred's character is that nothing bad ever happens to him, even though the viewer wants bad things to happen. He just comes off as an absolutely annoying little twit every time he comes on screen. A flanderized version of SpongeBob's character, actually. He doesn't have goals, he doesn't have interests, he doesn't have hobbies. Everything is just an episode by episode basis. It's like prank videos on YouTube. He just harasses people. And look, I'm a writer first and foremost, and I'm a strong component that comedy in writing should always be derived from misery. For there to be a punchline, it has to be at someone's expense. Otherwise, it is a reference. It is an observation. Coconut Fred has that, but the reason why it's not good comedy is because you don't know any of the characters. They're just so one note that you really don't feel any sort of misery. This is the kind of low-grade, forgettable entertainment where the show just keeps saying to you, yeah, just go with it.
I have a really bad toothache.
A toothache? Lucky!
Every time I see this annoying grin on his face, I die a little inside. Even when the show tries to delve past its visual humor and bottom-of-the-barrel gags, it just doesn't deliver. What the frick just happened? Why did you just go into the ground after spitting mouthwash? Oh, duh. So you could just go into the extra dimension of teeth, people?
Stupid! This is stupid! 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 Stupid!
I cannot emphasize enough how badly the show fails simply because the protagonist never has something bad happen to him. You rarely see him frowning, you never see him get hit, you never see him fail, you never see him get upset about anything. Even when Fred is subjected to things that should displease any person in any show, in any situation, simply because of how unpleasant the situation is, he doesn't bat an eye. In fact, it's a complete opposite. He embraces a misfortune, and that is why all of the comedy centered at Fred also doesn't work.
Might even need a fruit canal. Hop in the chair.
A fruit canal? How many visits does a fruit canal take, Doc?
At least 3, maybe 5.
Yay me!
Wow. I have never seen a team of writers so misinformed on the basic rules of comedy. A root canal is the extraction of a tooth's nerve or pulp as a result from infection. It's really painful, yet Fred here embraces it with open arms. Did the writers not realize what they were doing? Did they not realize that making a character not face any consequences or misfortune as a character makes it the most unlikable, unrelatable character possible, especially when they're the ones inflicting misfortune onto other people? Look, jerks and unlikable characters in stories can work, but this is by no means the way you do it. First of all, a character needs a motive. Why are they a jerk? What are they hiding? What is their endgame in being a jerk? A jerk-type character can also be misled from a lack of consideration of others. Maybe this character comes off as a jerk for some superficial selfish reason. They mean well, but maybe they made the wrong step. And this sort of conflict is usually the center of the episode and gets resolved by that episode. When a jerk is in a show just for the sake of being a jerk, they're usually a secondary character or an antagonist. When you put them as the protagonist, you get crap like Johnny Test, specifically the later seasons. But that's another video for another time. Coconut Fred is like barely anything. There's barely a story, there's barely characters, there's barely any comedy. It's just absolutely nothing. The show was obviously rushed in a lot of spots, and you can tell by all the non sequitur humour that even a lot of the writing team wasn't even a constructed writing team. It's not like the show really tried to do anything with the writing. We need a beginning, middle and end, and then you have to put punchlines at some points throughout. If you want to watch a really crappy version of SpongeBob, so basically season 6 to 8 SpongeBob, you're better off watching season 6 to 8 SpongeBob SquarePants.